What's up, guys? Happy 4th of July. I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about something that kind of bothers me. And it's a phrase that I know everybody has heard. Everybody that rides has heard this phrase either when they first started getting into motorcycles or they've heard it after they've been riding for a while. Regardless, everyone that rides has heard this phrase. What's up, boys? What's up? The phrase I'm talking about, I know it comes from a good place when people say it. They tell it to us as riders because they want us to be safe. So when you tell someone that you ride motorcycles, they tell you, oh, be safe. And then the phrase is, it's not you that I worry about, it's other drivers on the road. You know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of truth to that phrase. There are a lot of dumbasses out there. But I think us as motorcycle riders need to accept more responsibility for how we ride and the positions that we put ourselves in. So I wish people would say, when they talk to a new rider, instead of saying, oh, well, be careful, it's not you that I worry about, it's other people, I wish they would say, are you sure you know what you're doing? Are you sure you know how to ride a bike? And I'll explain why, I'll explain what I mean by that. In any given year, between 34 and 42% of all motorcycle crashes are single vehicle, meaning that no one other than the motorcycle rider were involved in an accident. It's hard to blame somebody else when literally nobody else was involved. And these single vehicle motorcycle accidents occur because people don't know how to negotiate a corner and turn their bike, and people don't know how to stop their bike if they have to brake quickly. People don't know what progressive braking is. They don't know how to do it. They don't practice it. So when there comes a time they need to do it, they don't know how, and they end up locking up their wheels and tipping their bike over. What's also crazy is 50% of motorcycle fatalities occur during single vehicle accidents. So to me, what that sounds like is, yeah, other drivers on the road need to be more careful, pay more attention, but riders should figure out how the hell to ride their bike. And in accidents where multiple vehicles are involved, the speed of the motorcycle is a factor in 1/3 of them. 33% of multi-vehicle accidents, a motorcycle is speeding. So how about you slow down, especially in intersections? 70% of all motorcycle accidents occur in intersections. But motorcycle riders can do a lot to look out for themselves. People just don't do it. One thing that is honestly one of my biggest pet peeves is lane position. So if I'm on a 2-lane road like this is the part of the lane that I want to be in. I want to be close to this lane over here. That way that car that's up ahead can see me, because if I'm over here, all they see is that car ahead of me. They don't see me way over here because I'm in their blind spot. So when that car passes them, they think they're good to get over. But if I'm over here, I'm not in that car's blind spot. You have to be able to look out for yourself on a motorcycle. I know everyone has heard the phrase that you have to assume other drivers are out to kill you. You know, I get that, there's some truth to that. But I feel like people hear that phrase and then they don't know what to do with that phrase. They say, okay, well, how do I apply that? So what I think would be a better phrase instead is to say, ride like nobody can see you. Assume that that person won't see you. For example, let me show you how I would approach this intersection. Let's say there's heavier traffic. Like I said, I want to ride in this portion of the lane, but let's say there's a car in front of me. I'm going to assume that red car won't see me. So as I get closer to this intersection, I get in this part of the lane so I become visible to them. That way they don't think they're good to turn in front of me when that car that's ahead of me passes me. And it's always good practice to cover the brake when you ride through an intersection. You know, just because you have the right of way doesn't mean you should just gun it. If you smack into the side of a truck that didn't see you, you'll end up in the hospital, but congrats, you had the right of way. Look where that got you. But I just think that we as motorcycle riders have way more control than we like to admit. And of course, everyone you talk to assumes that they're a good rider, that they don't have an issue, but it's other people on the road. But it's both, man. Of course there's dangerous drivers out there. We just have some control as well. But I think riders need to learn how to look out for themselves and assume that other people aren't going to see you, and learn how to ride your damn bike. And I don't just mean twisting the throttle, I mean learn how to stop your bike. Learn what progressive braking is and how to do it. Practice it in a parking lot. Get in a church or a school parking lot, get up to 20 to 30 miles an hour, and see how quickly you can stop your bike. And watch your speed, watch how fast you're going, especially when there's a lot of traffic. But we gotta start holding ourselves accountable and stop blaming other people. I cringe every time I hear someone say, either in person or online, that I had to lay her down. You know, someone pulled out in front of me, I didn't have a choice. Yeah, I'm sure that's happened before. I'm sure people were put in a position where there's nothing they could do, but you know, I always wonder, like, why didn't you see that car waiting to turn ahead of you? Why weren't you covering the brakes? But yeah, that's really all I wanted to rant about. I just think we should learn how to ride our bikes before we start blaming other people. You know, learn how to make yourself seen, learn how to approach intersections, learn how to spot cars that are looking like they want to turn out in front of you, learn how to take corners, learn gear selection and trail braking, looking through the turn, avoiding target fixation. I mean, just learn how to ride. 27% of motorcycle riders involved in accidents don't even have a license. Take a class that'll help you get your license. You might actually learn something instead of just hopping on, learning how the clutch works, and then assuming you know what you're doing. And there's so many other things we can do to look out for ourselves too, like wearing gear, being selective about other people that we ride with, being selective about where and when we ride, making sure we've gotten enough rest and we're not going out riding when we're super tired. I mean, the list goes on. Anyway, sorry for the rant, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.